Hey everyone, how's it going?
This is the best day of our lives!
Steven and Sarah here from 3dSunshine. We're going to show you Space Engineers. So what's going on, Sarah?
We finally, as I said earlier, this is the best day of our lives. We finally achieved the thing that we wanted to achieve, which is Space Engineers craziness, and you can sort of see some of the crazy stuff that you've placed around here.
Yeah, so this is our official test world.
As with most of our test worlds, it's a little bit messy.
The things we do to try to figure out how to program Space Engineers into 3dSunshine. Anyway,
let's get into it.
Yeah, so this is, for those of you familiar with Space Engineers, you realize this red thing right here is the starter ship. And whoa, I went to the floor.
Not our fault. This has nothing to do with 3dSunshine.
Anyway, so I'm going to show you that ship that we just looked at.
In 3dSunshine.
In 3dSunshine, yeah. So, or actually just the wing of that ship. There's a bunch of special Space Engineer stuff that doesn't work yet, but everything else in our system it works with just fine and in a really amazing, awesome way.
So what are we missing to have?
We don't have any colors, so y'all are going to see everything's going to be gray. We don't have any colors yet. We're actually excited to support a rainbow of colors in Space Engineers.
Yeah, because Minecraft didn't really allow us that kind of freedom.
Yeah, there's a lot of freedom in Space Engineers. And basically what you see here, believe it or not, this is my blueprints folder. So you can see, just for reference, for everyone who's actually a Space Engineers nerd, you can see there's this local folder, and here are all my blueprints that show up in Space Engineers. And over here, I have them as well in 3dSunshine. So I actually have that, I'm going to load part of that large ship that you just saw, the basic sort of starter Space Engineer ship. So as you can see here, I've actually loaded in that blueprint, and it's just a piece of the blueprint here. And with this loaded, I can start doing some stuff with it. So I just kind of snap it on my design bench, and I can also work with the inventory. And so one thing, I'm going to try to actually just stretch out this part of the ship. And so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to just take this part off, and you see I can just stash it in my inventory. And actually, as I stretch it out, I notice this part here is a little different. That's like another slice.
Oh, it's like a fruit cake.
It's a fruit cake, indeed. And now I can actually just take the line tool and line out this part. And actually I'm going to store it just because I know I'm going to now do some mix and match. A couple of these pieces, this piece, a couple more, and I could even say, hey, I like that pattern.
You know, this reminds me of the Minecraft plane that we did many years ago.
It does remind me, yes, a long time ago.
I think you forgot the other side.
I did.
Was that intentional?
No, let me fix that in a second. Let me just cap this guy off. And I think I'm going to cap it off with one of these. And this, by the way, is pretty, I have to say, we haven't done any performance optimizations for these Space Engineers blocks. And we have a lot planned because we want to support tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of them. But it's performing pretty well, as is. So yeah, I missed this part over here, as Sarah so keenly observed. Thank you, Sarah. So I can just group it.
You're not perfect, Steven Scolny.
And fill it in. And of course, you can delete if you wanted to make, I don't know, an area here. The highlights are like working quite right on our armor blocks, but they do delete. So I could, for example, I don't know, fill in something else. Something's in here. I don't know, whatever you guys feel like doing, you're going to be able to do.
Show us the goods.
You want to see this in 3dSunshine?
Show us the goods.
Or in Space Engineers.
Show us the goods.
That's what you're asking for?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so right now, the save button isn't hooked up yet, but I'm going to press S on the keyboard. We will not ship it with keyboard support. This is VR. We will have a save button for you. But I can then go back into my world. now go in and I can select my blueprint. Right now it's just called a test, but it'll, let you put your name in eventually.
Oh, I recognize this.
Yeah, and here you can see, I don't know if I can find space to drop it off, but this is the...
this is our wonderful creation.
This is our wonderful creation. All set up here. Yeah, that looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And as you can see, you can do a lot of things in 3dSunshine. It's gonna crash, right? Yeah!
Yes! The only thing better than creating something is destroying it.
Blowing it up. I love it. Maybe set it a little closer to the ground. Anyway, you can do things in 3dSunshine you can't do in Space Engineers. Like a lot of these patterns you can see of the armor. Space Engineers, has rules for things to make them more realistic. And
we don't really care about realism.
We actually think it's really exciting to sort of poke around at the boundaries of what a game can do. So we're going to support... Oh, this thing just keeps destroying. It's really heavy.
Well, it's a great ship. We're excited. Like, when do you think that we're going to have, conservatively, some stuff for the people to play with in Space Engineers?
I think we'll have something, let's just say January.
January what? Mid-January?
I'm really hesitant to put a date on that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I would just say we're inclined to give you guys something rough first, and so we'll probably err on the side of getting something out sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Just because we find it fun to play with.
So look for something in January sometime.